Hello, hello! Kumusta po mga kamatinik? Welcome to another episode for third quarter week number 7. And today's episode, we will be having the lesson all about circumference. But before anything else, I will present first the answer key from the previous episode natin, third quarter week number 6. Please check now your answers. Here is the answer key for quarter 3, week number 6. Number 1, the answer is letter B, 1700 hours. Number 2, the answer is letter C, 1 o'clock p.m. Number 3, the answer is letter D, 1 o'clock p.m. Number 4, the answer is letter C, 8 o'clock a.m. Number 5, the answer is letter A, 7 hours and 20 minutes. Okay, and here we go! Congratulations to those who got a perfect score. Kaya naman abangan natin mamaya kung sino ang ating top 5 na sobrang bibilis na sumagot at nakakuha ng perfect score. At sila ang ating Mathinik of the Week. Kaya kung gusto nyo ring maging Mathinik of the Week, sagutin nyo lamang ang ating Math Try nga. Pero syempre, dapat tumutok muna para alam nyo kung ano ang inyong isasagot maya-maya. Kaya't makinig, manood, na't matuto kay Maestro Olaso. Oops! Don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell para updated kayo sa mga bago kong video. Like, share, and don't forget to skip the ads. Para happy lang tayong mga kambatinig. And simulan na natin ang ating aralin. Huwag na natin patagalin. Again, today, I'll be discussing about the circumference. Look at these figures. Ayan, ano bang mapapansin nyo? What do these two figures indicate? Can you identify it? Yes, the first figure refers to the part of the second figure. And this we call circumference. And the second figure is circle. As what we have discussed in quarter 3, week number 4 about circle, circumference is what? Only part of a circle. And we call that the total distance around a circle. We talk about the total distance. That means we are talking about the perimeter of a circle. Since circle is a special figure, so we call that perimeter as the circumference. Now, let's now discuss how are we going to find the circumference of a figure. We have here different circular objects. No, makikita nyo, we have also a ruler, a tape measure, a string, and a yarn. Do you have any idea how these tools used to measure the circumference? Well, you can put this tape measure around the circular object to get the circumference of it. No, yan yung pinaka mabilis na paraan. But if the object is too small or even too large, it will be a bit difficult kapag ginamit mo yung tape measure. So, well, I will give you other ways to compute for a circumference of a circular object. Ayan. Suppose this button, no? First, what are you going to do to get the circumference of this button? Get a string or yarn, kahit alin sa dalawa. Okay. Then put around the button. Ayan. To get the exact length of the circumference, use a ruler to measure it. Ayan. For example, we have now the ruler. So, as you can see in our measurement, The circumference of the button is 25.1 centimeters. So that's it. That's how are we going to measure or use the yarn or a string and the ruler to measure the circumference of the button. Now, but there is another way to compute using the formula that I've already given to you for the topic that we have discussed, that the circumference, what's that formula? How do we get the circumference? Circumference is equal to the product of pi, kung naaalala niyo yung symbol nito, pi times diameter. Or C equals pi d. Remember that formula. So, to get the circumference of any object, you have to measure first the diameter based from the formula. So, kunin natin yung diameter. So, using a ruler again, yan, kunin natin yung diameter ng button. So, we have 8 centimeters. Ayan. To use now the formula, C equals pi d, and we have the diameter of 8 centimeter. Let's substitute now the value. C equals pi d. So remember, did you still remember the value of pi, which is equal to 3.14 or 3 and 14 hundredths times the value of the diameter of the button, which is 8 centimeter. So multiply. Remember the value of pi, 3.14. So remember, in multiplying again the decimal and the whole number, multiply just like a whole number, no? 314 times 8, which is equal to 2,512. So putting the decimal point, we have 2 decimal places, kaya nandun siya sa 2 decimal places. So we have 25.12 centimeters or 25 and 12 hundredths centimeters as the circumference of the button. Now, magkaiba po sir yung nakuha ninyo, but look at now this answer. If you are going to round off this answer to the nearest tenths, so we have also the same answer as 25 and 1/10 centimeters. Okay? So, it's up to you whether you want to use a yarn or a string in measuring the circumference of an object, or following the formula C equals pi d. Okay, remember the formula. If the given is diameter, just multiply the value of pi and the diameter. So, to make it more easy to you to get the circumference, remember again the formula C equals pi d. Let's have another example. Alright, so we have, what is the circumference of a pizza with a diameter of 12 inches? Again, we need to find the circumference of a pizza with the given diameter of 12 inches. To get it, simply follow again our formula. C equals pi times the diameter. Okay? Or C equals pi d. Substitute now the value of pi, which is again 3.14 times the value of the diameter, which is 12 inches. Multiply, same as the whole number, 314 times 12. Ignore muna the decimal point. So 314 times 2 muna, we have 628. 314 times 1, we have 314. Then add, we have 3,768. Then point the decimal point 2 decimal places. That's why we have 37.68 inches or 37 and 68 hundredths inches. This is now the circumference of the pizza. Okay, did you understand how to get the circumference? Just follow again the formula. C equals pi d. But there's a problem. What if the given is radius, not a diameter? Well, let's discuss that and remember the other formula in finding the circumference. with the radius as the given number. For example, eto na. What is the circumference of a clock with a radius of 16 centimeter? So, hindi diameter ang given natin. Okay? If you still remember that a diameter of a circle is twice as radius. So, the formula in finding the circumference with radius as given is equal to 2 times the value of pi times radius. Tandaan lang ito. Or C equals 2 pi r. So, pakitandaan. Let's substitute now the values. 2 times the value of pi again is 3.14 times the radius 16 centimeter. First, multiply 3.14 times 2 centimeter is equal to 6.28. Then, 6.28 times the radius 16 centimeter. 628 times 6, we have 3,768. 628 times 1, we have 628. Then add, we have now the circumference, 10048. Then put the decimal point. Kaya ang naging sagot natin is 100.48 centimeters or 148 hundredths centimeters. Again, just use the process of multiplying decimal and whole numbers. Again, the circumference now of the clock is 100.48 centimeters. Naintindihan? Again, if you want to compute fastly the circumference of any circular objects with the radius as given, just multiply. Ayan, tandaan nyo lang yan kasi common na lang yan. 2 times pi, ibig sabihin yan, the value is 6.28. Then multiply nyo na yung radius kung gusto nyo nang mabilis. But if you want the step-by-step, just follow C equals 2 pi r. Okay? So those are different ways on how to compute a circumference of any circular objects. Remember those formulas and techniques I gave you. And now, what is the implications of getting the circumference? Well, let's apply it to this problem. Renz has a circular flower garden with a radius of 5 meters. He wants to put up a chicken wire fence around it. How many meters of chicken wire will he need? Yan ang ating tanong. Again, let's follow the steps in solving problem. First is to understand the problem by looking for what is asked for in the problem. Yes, we are looking for the number of meters of chicken wire will Renz need. And we have only one given number there, all about the radius of 5 meters. Then, let's plan. Because of the clue words, ayan ang mga clue words natin, around and circular, it means that we need to get the circumference to know the number of meters of chicken wire we'll need. Yan ang gamit ng circumference. Again, because the given is the only radius, we will use the formula C equals 2 pi r. So, we have the mathematical equation C equals 2 times 3.14 as the value of pi, remember, times the value of the radius, 5 meters. Again, multiply first 3.14 times 2, which is, again, 6.28. 6.28 times the value of the radius, which is 5. 628 times 5, we have 3,140. So, put the decimal point. That's why we have 31.40 or 31 and 40 hundredths. So, that is now the circumference, 31 and 40 hundredths meters. To check if we have really a correct answer, let's have check and look back. Remember that diameter is twice as radius. So, if the radius is 5 meters, logically, times 2, we have 10 meters. So, let's follow the other formula. C equals pi d. So, let's multiply 3.14 times 10 as the diameter now. So, 3.14 times 10, we have 31.40. That means we have the same answer. We can now conclude that the final answer to the problem is Renz will need 31.40 meters of chicken wire, or 31 and 40 hundredths meters of chicken wire. Alright, so that's it mga kamatinik. So napakasimple lang ng ating circumference. Sana huwag niyong kakalimutan lang yung dalawang formula. If we are looking for the circumference and the diameter is given, C equals pi d. And if the given is only radius, just use the formula C equals 2 pi r. Okay, I think we are done with our topic about circumference this time. If you really learned in our lesson, ayan, let's check. Get ready and say, Math try nga! Alright, calling of you grade 5 learners, please type or comment your answers in the comment sections of this episode. Just type your complete name, the name and location of your school, and your answer. Again, there are only 5 items to answer. You can pause the question if you want to read and understand it over and over again. Are you ready? Let's do Math Try Nga! Okay, you will just find the circumference of the following circular objects. For number 1, we have the dartboard. The diameter is 15 inches. What is the circumference? Number 2, what is the circumference of this biscuit with the radius 6 centimeters? Number 3, what about this donut? The diameter is 3 inches. What is the circumference? Number 4, if you have a circular table and the radius of 25 centimeter, what is its circumference? And for number 5, Mr. Castro had a circular swimming pool built. The distance across the pool is 20 meters. What is the distance around it? Alright, so I think you have now your answer. Kung wala pa, just pause it. Kindly comment it now kung meron na. And abangan, baka kayo ang pinakamabibilis na sumagot at maging Mathinics of the Week sa susunod nating episode. And before we finally end, I would like to present to you yung ating napakabibilis na sumagot at nakakuha ng perfect score sa ating third quarter week number 6. And they are Mathinics of the Week. We have the first Mathinic of the Week from Pembo Elementary School, Prince William C. Perez. Congratulations, Prince! Ayan, second Mathinic of the Week from, ayan, suki na natin din, Maharlika Integrated School, Taguig City, Andrew Emmanuel Vego. Congratulations! Ang bibilis talaga ang ating pangatlo mula naman sa Signal Village Elementary School, I think sa Taguig City, we have Julian Kate Aris. Congratulations! Hello po sa mga taga Signal Village Elementary School. Ang ating pang-apat na pinakamabilis, ayan, from, of course, sa aming eskwelahan, Rizal Elementary School, Makati City. Congratulations to Dieter C. Arcega. And our fifth Mathinic of the Week ay nagmula pa sa Santo Toribio Elementary School, Marawoy, Lipa City, Batangas. Congratulations po, Ahara Asbel Ahero. Ayan, ang gagaling talaga ng mga Mathinics natin. Napakabibilis nilang sumagot kahit madaling araw. Unang na-upload yung ating episode ay talagang inaabangan ka. Pero huwag masyadong magpupuyat mga ka-Mathinik. Again, thank you to all of you and congratulations din sa ibang sumasagot at nagpo-post din ng kanilang mga sagot at nakaka-perfect din. Walang problema yan kung nahuhuli, pero congratulations kasi na-perfect nyo rin yung ating math try nga. Keep up your good attitude. Remember that the best way to learn is to apply what you have learned. And if you get a mistake, do not worry. That is another way of learning. Again, shout out po sa inyong lahat na sumusuporta at nag-aabang ng aking mga episodes. Thank you very much po mga kaguro, mga magulang at mga mag-aaral mula Luzon hanggang sa Mindanao. God bless po. And that concludes our episode for the third quarter. Ito na yung last week natin. Week number 7. Ayan, welcome na sa aking next episode, yung ating fourth quarter. Again, maraming salamat po. See you in our fourth quarter, week number 1. Happy learning!